Good afternoon and welcome to my presentation on the programme Egomania by Firecracker Films. First of all, I'm going to start this talk by just sort of briefing as to what that actual condition, where it comes from and the name, and then I will go on to the plot of the programme and what you would expect to see, and then I will finally go into why I actually have a high opinion of this show. Well, first of all, narcissistic personality disorder, which was the actual clinical term for egomania, because that is actually sort of mainly a term that's used in pop culture, the name derives from Narcissus in Greek mythology. The man, as you probably may well know, was the man that fell in love with his own reflection. In this programme, it is a combination of case studies and professional and medical opinion on this disorder, and it shows a range of different people on the spectrum. So you've got Frank Tuff, who is the manager of Camden Town Market, who possesses 3 of the traits of narcissistic personality disorder, and then it moves on to some patients that have 9, and they mainly consist of people who are sort of mass murderers and that kind of thing. But first of all, it starts by introducing Frank Tuff, who is, as I aforementioned, the manager of Camden Town Market, and we're shown how sort of brutally honest he is with people. He's very dogmatic, he's very arrogant, and he gets what he wants basically with force. And we can see how that can be quite detrimental to a lot of people that work around him, yet he actually seems to succeed because of these qualities, which I think is quite interesting. And then secondly, we go on to a man who doesn't seem to feel a great deal of sympathy for people who suffered from the 9/11 attacks or people that lost people there, and how he didn't feel anything at his father's funeral, for example. And you can see there's a trend with these people, that they're all very ill-feeling, and they don't seem to want to be a part of the human race as we sort of see it, and as being humane to one another. In between all of these case studies, there is, as I've aforementioned, there's a lot of professional and medical opinion, and that ranges from people who have worked with psychopaths in facilities, as well as people in the media and police and that kind of thing, who have either worked with these people or have been involved in cases to do with them. Then we go on to meet Dr. Sam Vaknin, who I actually think is the most important and integral part of the programme, because not only does he speak as somebody who is a professional opinion and who is a doctor on the subject, but he actually has the disorder as well, and at the top of the 9 qualities or symptoms that narcissists hold. And what makes him so special is the fact that he is aware. He labels himself as this self-aware narcissist, which is somebody who knows a lot about the subject and knows that these people aren't self-aware in terms of the fact that they think they're so superior to everybody else that why would they think there's a problem. And what I think is so amazing about him is the fact that he has almost come to such a level where he is completely aware that this is going on, yet he still continues the behaviour. So that is what I love particularly about this programme, is that although it's very informative and it's a very good introduction to this subject, also on the flip side of that, if you're somebody that knows quite a lot about the subject, you get to see that anomaly as well, which I think makes it really stand out in terms of other stuff I've actually seen on this subject. I'd like to thank you all for coming today, and if I can answer any questions on this subject, I would love to hear them. Thank you very much.